Hi, good day. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? It's good to have you on here. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being on here. How are you? I hope your day is going just fine. Okay. All right. Please do well to like as we move the world to like this broadcast. Please let's go on to the comment section. Oh dear. The link has been posted if you'd like to join the conversation. Please do well to click on the link and you'll be right here with me. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being on here with me. We'll be moving on quickly to the matters arising. So today we'll be picking all the news out there, all the things. All those wow, like all those unbelievable, but I mean, you know that it happened. It's on here. All right, thank you for joining us on the issue today. The issues we are facing in our society today. Welcome. I want to give a shout out to people. So talk to me, please. You are on here watching me, listening to me. Say something to me. How are you doing? What's happening over there? Okay, so it's raining heavily. I'm sure tomorrow in the papers we're going to have stories of flood. It's raining heavily. The power is fluctuating. I mean, Nigeria has not gotten to that place where even when it is raining, there will still be lights. See, there's still a thick lights when it dey rain for Nigeria. All right, so you're about to experience that in about a minute. Just let's just hope that they fall my hand. Beauty lady, how you doing? Good afternoon. Your name is so you just cut me off. How you doing? All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you click on the link and come talk to me. I'd like to hear from you and hopefully see you too. All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you to each and every one of you listening to me right now and welcome to the chat. We are having which way Naija the stories we have on here, the stories I have for you here. I'm not sure you've heard. Okay, well, I won't say I'm not sure you've heard anything like some of them on here, but we've got quite some story that is happening in this hour Nigeria, right? You guys have to be careful out there with your dealings because things truly they happen. Things they truly happen. All right, welcome to the broadcast once again. If you are just joining, my name is Ima, and it's good to have you on here. I know it's good to have me on here too, but it's good to have you on here with me. Thank you for joining in. Please do also like this broadcast, share, invite someone onto the broadcast, and very important that you support us. So, how about, I'm not sure anyone supported me in the morning, donated, sent me super sticker or super chat. Please do. It's a beautiful week. It's a beautiful week. So please make me happy on a steady. Do also like this broadcast, but take our time to like this broadcast. Thank you very much. And what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, click on the link and let's have conversations. And also in the comment section, engage me, rush me, rush me, rush me. All right, welcome to this broadcast once again. I'm sure I'm going to be having a good time with each and every one of you. Awesome, Gofo, how you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Good day to you. Thank you for joining in. Mary Kimade, good morning to you. Mary Kimade, where are you joining in from? I'm not sure where are you joining in from. You're saying good morning. Where are you joining from? I'd like to know. But welcome to the broadcast. Good to have you on here. Good to have each and every one of you on here. Please like the broadcast, okay? Mm? Thank you. All right. So I wish I did enter a bet with somebody. Okay. Let's see what we'll take first. Okay, so let's take the story from the CBN governor. Okay, from Sweden. All right, Mary Kimade, thank you for responding. And nobody's yet to compliment on my beautiful hair. The hair is actually beautiful. How do I make you guys see the hair, see the beauty of the hair? Please take out time to compliment. It took me a lot of hours to sit at the salon to make this hair. So please, something for my effort. Somebody should say something, okay? All right, thank you very much. Let's see. Yes, the CBN governor. I saw this story and I'm like, what? This man, you guys You guys do well not to put the blame on you, but to pack the blame and put on Nigerians. Smart says him, how you doing? You're looking so Abasimi. Thank you very much, Smart is good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you. I'm feeling very sweet also. Yes, I'm saying it. Yes. Thank you. It's good to have you on the broadcast. I hope you have taken out time to like this broadcast. If you haven't, please do so. Let's move on. So the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, has come out to say Nigerian students seeking foreign education is to blame for the perpetual fall of naira. All right. Una dey hear talk, abi? Let me read out this release by him. Godwin Emefiele, Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says the number of Nigerians seeking foreign education is to blame for the fall of the naira. He said this at the 57th Annual Bankers Dinner organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers Nigeria, CIBN, in Lagos. The dinner had the theme Radical Responses to Abnormal Episodes. Time for innovative decision making was appropriate and well timed. According to Emefiele, there was tremendous increase in visa issuance to Nigerians by the United Kingdom in 2022 alone. Okay, so the Access Bank governor noted that the number of student visas given to Nigerians by the United Kingdom spiked from a average of 8,000 visas in 2020 to almost 66,000 in 2022, implying an eightfold increase amounting to $2.5 billion yearly in study related for it. I mean, just imagine what this man is saying. Don't even let me finish it because it looks like I'm losing it. How can you blame? Why not look at why these people are even leaving the country? I mean, let's begin to look at that. Look at the $2.5 billion yearly on education. What if we bring that back home? We know that UK has given a plan for student visa that allows you to bring other people, and of course, people are using that route, and they want to say that these are the problems. These people are the problems Nigerians are going through. Really. All right. But then when you see that these accusations are being heaped on all foreign or international students, you people are our problem. You people, the CBN governor said that you people, God sends, what does that mean? Cameroon is good to go. What does that even mean? All right. So when you know that these people are our problem, we are saying that you international students, foreign students, if we're going to school overseas, can you please stay back home and endure 5 years of strike? The government are just trying to tell you that you should just take what it is that they have to offer. Such huge incompetence that they have to offer, by the way, and they would still want to force it down our throats. All right, we'll move on to another story. I see the numbers are rising. It's good to see. But please do also like the broadcast as we move on. Thank you very much. And then I don't know how many people is familiar with this viral video or with this story that has gone very viral now of a final year student a final year student that said something about that tweeted against in their words against the first lady. He said, although he tweeted in Hausa, but he said that he said in context, he said that the first lady has added weight from from eating from Nigerians' money, and she has enriched herself of yeah, something like that. That she has enriched herself from Nigerians' money, and so the DSS stormed his school and they beat him mercilessly. After that, they picked him and they took him to an undisclosed location. I think they said they started moving him about, but they allowed him to call his father much later to let the father know that, okay, this is where I am and this is what has happened. And this is what has happened so far. God sent it. It's good to have you on this broadcast. So this is which way it's topic by topic. So whatever it is we're talking about, you get to see it on there. It's left for you to make your submission. To my amazing panelists today. Why don't I have my panelists on here already? Did I forget to post the link? I'm sure the link is there already. All right, please do also click on the link. Join me on the broadcast and let's have these conversations. All right, so that's it about the young man that is having to face that So the punishment so far for this man, and which has also caused controversy. Yeah. Okay, let's take these reactions then. I'll drop my own submission. All right, this says they did worse to Patience Jonathan and her husband, and nobody arrested them. This life safe. Okay, this is from Jake Patrick. Says they abducted him, beat him up, allowed him speak to his family just briefly. Can someone else define kidnapping for me? Because this screams kidnapping. Now look at what is happening around Nigeria, and you think these powerful people don't have a hand in it? Naija. All right. Well, it seems over half a million Nigerians, half a million people did like that comment or are in agreement with that comment from Jake Patrick. This is from Dexmond. Dex says, and they can't track and arrest the bandits and Boko Haram. Honestly, come to reason, Iba, they were able to track this boy and do that. They're able to track all of these people that are not even national threat though. But these ones that are oh dear, I mean, well, I think that's no longer an argument with us. We already know what it is that we know. This is from Rosie Throne. Rosie Throne says, so there is no longer freedom of speech in northern parts of Nigeria. Makes no sense. All right, we'll take one more. Let's take one more, please. This is by Elvis Stephanie. Says, when you make defamatory statements against someone, it is a crime, and it shouldn't apply only to the president or the wife, also to every citizen in Nigeria. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you should type things to slander a person's name. And this is from Danny Davinto. That's well said, Elvis Stephanie. This is by Danny Davinto. Says, all this arrest for defamation of character of politicians only happens mainly in the north because the politicians there have subjugated and subjected the northern populace with either Sharia laws, poverty, or the lack of basic education. All these insults and defamation, they happen for South every second and nobody arrests anyone. Maybe it's just about intolerance from their elites, or probably it is their elites just shutting them up. Okay, last one says Nigeria Republic, a country presently in 500 BC. 500 BC will be before Christ, Abi. So, is this person trying to say that these people are still living in the ancient times? Okay, no, be my maths, then yeah, that one. No. And now, while we are looking at, I mean, we are going to be talking for this student. One of his friends said that, he did that out of frustration after staying at home for months and coming out to see the president's wife looking all, I mean, the country is burning up and you are looking like, you are enjoying peace of mind somewhere very far away from home, and that is what has made him to say something like that. Oh dear. Now you're looking at that student, and then there is another news of, who should be a student in school, learning and doing everything right to, serve the community better in the future. And then you get to see a story like this, and this is just there's actually nothing. Lady and her teenage accomplice arrested for robbery using toy guns in Ogun State. And I mean, if you're looking at stories like this, our youngsters are becoming. See, kidnapping is no longer a thing of herders. Do you understand? I got to know by some very privileged or well-to-do people in Lagos, who are sharing families. Families are now setting people up. They know their uncles that have money. They are setting them up, getting their kids kidnapped, getting their wives, getting them kidnapped, getting a ransom and moving on. Do you understand? The government has given it a thriving ground. Because if these people were dealt with iron fist, all this nonsense no go dey happen. Look at these two people on our screen right now. What are we going to say to these things? See, let's also be very, very factual. These people have to eat. What do they do for money? They say hungry, they push person do some kind things. How can we at least try to take the hunger off the land and the insecurity? Kidnapping And robbery has now become a way of life in Nigeria, and it is scary. I'm saying in this Lagos, people are steady paying ransom. They are keeping their mouth shut and they're packing their family and they're running away because they don't trust nobody. People are working discreetly now. All right, we'll take one submission from that. This person says the government did us dirty. I know some people will be like, why won't they find something to do or whatever? Remember, not everyone is strong enough. Some are weak and they need to feed on daily basis. Without help from anywhere, they have to initiate the idea of using a toy gun to risk their lives over daily bread. I feel so much pity for them. Even if the government had provided the basic needs, lots of people won't go into so much dirty jobs like this. A toy gun, Kai, hunger must have dealt with them so much. May God have mercy on us all. And this is from I am a he feel says people are laughing because them say toy gun. Robbery now so we dey take start. Person wey carry toy gun take rob, if he sees original, he go carry. All right, man, that is, I mean, we need to start having some serious conversations. If the government, before everywhere just collapse, we need to think of, things to do for rehabilitation, for empowerment, but at least let the government give us a thriving ground, like deal with insecurity. Deal with insecurity. It's crazy. It's you don't even trust nobody no more. People are giving intel to criminals. The other day, a bank manager, was arrested for, he was linked up with a kidnapping group. He gives intel to his group on how they pick up their clients. He was busted, unfortunately. Excuse me, he was busted, fortunately. Instead of unfortunately. It was busted, fortunately. This is so vexing, I tell you. All right, welcome to this broadcast, each and every one of you. Please do well to like this broadcast as we move on, and do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. Let's move on to another story on here before we begin to take submissions. I tell you, we have quite some stories on here. Okay, so this story is of an Italian woman who is said to have killed her husband. She stabbed her husband. She stabbed her husband. Yeah, yeah. This is quite another story on here. All right, so this woman stabbed her husband. But let me read out the reasons and the report as it is stated. So it says a 51-year-old Italian woman, Sandra Fratos, has been arrested by the police on charges of killing her Nigerian husband in Italy. She allegedly stabbed 31-year-old Ernest Emperor Muhammad in the chest with a knife following a violent argument at their home in Morengo, a town in, okay, all right, just move on. It is reported that the incident happened on Friday night, November 25th, 2022. According to the police, after stabbing the deceased, the suspect tried to revive him by giving him a heart massage before the arrival of paramedics. The woman's 23-year-old son was the first to notice what had happened after arriving home and seeing that his mother had set a relationship status on Facebook to widow. All right. Hmm. The woman is being held for homicide aggravated by futile reasons. Una dey see reasons so. Oyibo say na voluntary homicide aggravated by futile reasons. The suspect lawyer said that a situation of profound discomfort and fragility had reigned in the house for some time, hinting that Sandra may have grabbed the knife in an attempt to defend herself. Whew. So, reading this story opened up, going through comments, and I got to see a lot of things. And people saying things like, this is how most Nigerians that got married to, white women, this is how they end up. these people will always protect their own, always saying it is an act of defense, or it is in a case of this, that they always have one reason or the other. Nigerian men explain themselves, and sometimes they get shot in the foot. And that these same Nigerian men that will refuse to marry Nigerian women, okay, sometimes they marry for, I mean, look at this one, 61 and 31, but the age, of course, is far from being the problem. But people are citing that this man, probably like other Nigerian men, would take that mentality, African mentality, and expect, that to play out in their marriages with white women, with foreign women, and that is why most times it ends up this way for them. But this is a star story, and they say this, they should just forget it. That once they start putting defense and using all of these stories, that the woman is going to be, she's either going to be walking away scot-free or almost scot-free. That's a sad story. That's really a sad story, and don't have so much to say regarding that. Wow. Okay, so back home, if people are doing this abroad, it is happening. All right, we'll move on to another story. Okay, before we move on to another story, okay, let's take before we move on to our panelist. Yeah, so there is this story. Paternity fraud. Man and his wife's ex discover via DNA testing that they aren't parents of their child. How did they know? So a lady slept with her ex few weeks before she got married. She confessed to her husband and he forgave her. 9 to 10 months later, she gave birth. Her ex claimed that the baby looked like him and demanded for a DNA test. The husband thought it was crazy and agreed to run the DNA test, also to shame the ex, but only if the ex would agree to bear all expenses. Petty young man paid for everything, including traveling, lodging expenses in Lekki for sample collection. The results came out. Probability of paternity of index A, 0%. Probability of paternity of index B, 0%. 0%. For those of you who don't understand English, it means the child does not belong to any of them. Women. Okay. I'm sure even the woman will now, I'm sure at this point she doesn't even know. Probably she will now start, now have to go back, to the drawing board, like, okay, between these two people, what was that quick hot meal, that chop and clean mouth. Now that one go watch the woman. Unfortunately, I don't know. And we probably should just always stop playing smart, man. What's that? What's that? You slept with your ex, you slept with another person, and then you slept with your husband around the time, and then you got pregnant. Ah, instead of putting yourself to start thinking, could it be why? Why? I won't be the one saying it. Dr. Gomez, how are you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. We got to see you too. Thank you for being on here. Thank you very much. Eze Wagu, how are you doing? Hello to you too. Thank you for being on this broadcast. To my amazing panelists, to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Mr. Grant, let's have you.
Hi, good morning. Hello,
Mr. Grant, I'm not sure I can hear you.
hello, can you hear me?
Okay, if you're not saying anything now, move on to Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, how are you doing?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
I think the guy can hear you,
Hello?
Ima. I think yeah, I think he can hear you. Allow him speak. I can
Please,
hear him.
who is on? Mr.
Ima,
Grand or Mr.
Ima, can you
Majid?
hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you, Mr. Grand.
Okay. Um. So, which of the topics are we supposed to talk on right now?
Anyone that piques your interest, we could start from the very last one, the woman who played both husbands. And in this situation, what do you think the man should be doing?
Well, I think we've heard in all of these stories. I don't know. Maybe this year we've had so much of these stories this year more. Maybe I think everything ties down to being trustworthy, and
Right.
family. You know, I don't know. It's
Okay.
trust.
All right, Mr.
When you do.
All right, Mr. Grant. All right. So, did you Yeah, the viral news going on of the boy that said something regarding the weight of the first lady Aisha Buhari, saying that she has gotten fatter by with our money, saying that she has siphoned our money and that's what she's using to enlarge herself. The boy is reportedly said to have been picked up and beaten mercilessly by DSS and taken away to a location no one knows.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong for Aisha to do that. And then that's really wrong. But again, she's exercising her powers. She feels she's up there. And then she can do that, which is wrong. When you feel you have the power and then you want to use it against people, um, it's not the right thing to do, no matter how you look at it. The guy said what he said. As a social media rant, everybody rants on social media one way or the other. That means maybe the likes of Tinubu, Atiku, Obi would have probably arrested everybody in Nigeria by now. So I don't know. That was very 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 wrong. And then we've seen a lot. Okay, so I know what's her name? Aisha, the other Aisha talked about it. You know, I can't remember her full name now, but I know Aisha. Uh, that supports Aisha Yusuf.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy, I
Hello,
hope
did you
you are.
did you mute my mic? You muted.
Yes, Mr. Grant, I wasn't sure you're not speaking. I can't hear you this minute, and I can hear you now.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm
just
not
hold
sure
on,
it's
Mr.
from.
Kennedy. Are you
I'm
there?
not sure it's from me. I think it's from you though, because everybody's hearing me. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, okay.
Yes, we are
Okay,
hearing Mr. Grant. We are
You
hearing
I
see,
want to
Mr. Grant.
confirm. I
so
want to confirm.
everybody's
Mr.
hearing me. I think
Kennedy.
it's from your end.
Okay, Mr. Grant,
I
just a
think
minute. Mr. Kennedy, how
uh,
are you doing? Good day to you, sir.
I'm doing good, madam. I think it could be from your side because we are hearing
Okay,
Mr. Grant.
okay, okay, all right, no problem. Mr. Grant, go on then. Go on then. Mr. Kennedy, I'll come back to you in a minute. I just wanted to confirm every other person could hear him. Mr. Grant, please
Yeah, I
continue with your
think.
submission.
Yeah, I think it's from your end though. Yeah. So so Aisha Yusuf talked about it as well, and then condemned it. And then I was watching what would she do? Would she go and arrest Aisha Yusuf? She wouldn't do that. But because they feel they can easily trample upon some low citizens, and then they feel they can do that, and they do it. It's so wrong, and that's what I feel about it.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Grant. Please apologies. I said earlier it is raining heavily. I'm sure we will see the results in the papers tomorrow. Heavily. Raining really, really, really heavily. So please pardon, forgive my network, but I'll try for us to have a smooth broadcast. All right, Mommy Diaspora, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please let's all do this together. Do also like this broadcast as we go on. Thank you very much. Dr. Gomez, thank you for your donation. Thank you for your comments on there. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, how you doing?
I'm doing well, madam. Nice to be here again. Sorry I couldn't join the 10 o'clock. Was it 10 o'clock paper review? I was busy.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy, I forgive you from the bottom of my heart. I forgive you.
I know you will. I know you will. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Before I come to the most emotional topic today, that is the woman that did a DNA test and both of them failed. It happened to me this year, so I would like to come to that. Very emotional. But anyway, let me first of all dwell on this issue of Aisha Buhari probably instructing somebody to be taken to custody and beaten up mercilessly. I think it's because we don't have a proper legal system. Our judiciary is not working properly. If our judiciary works properly, the boy has the right to countersue. I don't know if that is the proper language to use in the legal parlance to countersue that woman. When the husband came to power, what was her weight? Because if you go to hospital every now and again, what I weigh in 2015 is still there on the record. What I'm weighing now is there on the record. Now the court has to dig into her weight in 2015 and what her weight is right now. And you can see that she added some weight. So the boy has not lied. And since that 2015, has she worked? The answer is no. She's feeding on Nigerian money. So the boy is not wrong. There's nothing like defamation of character. The boy has just stated the obvious. So the problem is, we in Africa we misuse our power. We look down on the downtrodden. Not that this boy is not educated, he's a final year student, and he has been beaten up by security officials, which is wrong. The boy is supposed to sue Aisha Buhari for, for damages and collect a lot of money. But anyway, that is Africa and that is Nigeria for you. Let me go to the man that was killed in Italy. Another very emotional. Sorry that it looks very funny, but a lot of we Africans, most of us are married to these white people or Asian women with different cultures and different traditions entirely. A lot of people do not know how to manage these women. Most especially the ones that are married to very old women. You have to know that if you are married to an old woman, I think that woman is about 61. It's about double the age of the guy. So you are supposed to know that that woman is not your wife. She's just like a friend or partner, and you are just like a younger brother. Then she has every right to tell you what to do. So you don't have
She's
to.
she's 30
Sorry.
years older. She's 30 years older.
Yeah, 30 years older. That is just like even senior to the boy's mother. Because at the age of 20, normally women are supposed to be having children at the age of even 18. So that woman is even more, older than his mother. He is supposed to respect the woman because it's just for some time. It's not a normal contract. Though in abroad you call it a contract. It's not a normal contract like real husband and wife. He was just there to survive, get his documents and leave. And even the son is, I think the son is about 23 years if I'm not mistaken. And they are living in the same house, which means that is not actual marriage. It's just, trying to just get by, get his documents and go. Then you have to conform to the system. You listen to the woman. So now the law is saying that kind of aggravated whatever, and probably because of anger and a lot of tension has been in the house. That's what is going to happen. Even if the woman is jailed before 3 years, she's out of jail. She'll be out on parole and whatever. So our people we have to know that this is the situation the country has put us. We all left home just to survive abroad, and for you to survive you need documents, and if you need these documents you got to take somebody in that will help you with these documents. I quite sympathize with him and his family, but a lot of people we have to learn from this. A lot of people are suffering from this kind of problems all over the world. Our people that are getting married to white people and all that. So it's everywhere. You just like a slave to these people. So I'm sorry if I'm talking like this, but that is the reality. Unless you understand what you are getting into, you don't have to get into it. And if you get your documents, if you want to leave, you can leave. But if you want to stay, you can. But you have to understand that this woman does not see you as the real husband. You're just there because of her body or whatever, or she's just there because you are still very strong and agile, and you can give her what she wants. Not that you are a real husband, because you cannot even provide for her. So she's the one probably paying the house rent and all that. So you just have to understand that it's not a real marriage, unless you are married to the one that you are older than or about the same age or whatever, and you have kids and all that. I'm sure these people, they don't have kids of their own, but anyway, may his soul rest in peace. Whatever the government or the law of the country has to do about it is up to them. So let me go to the paternity test. So this, I said this is very, very emotional because I wouldn't want to say this, but I just have to say something because it happened to me. You see, women. You guys, you women are always saying men are cheaters and all that. You see, women, they cheat, and you don't, you don't even see it in their on their faces, because even if you you catch them cheating, they will swell and they will start shedding tears and all that, and for you to forgive them. It happened to me. My first daughter is 39 years old. I say call her my first daughter. At the age of 38, we did a DNA test because a lot of things were not working properly, and the DNA test failed. So that was at the age of this year, January, it failed. And you see, even the mother is still denying. The mother has not owned up to what actually happened. She is still denying. And my daughter is just there without a father and all that. Though I still take her as my daughter and we still speak every now and again. But, emotionally, is very touching that somebody you train all the way from kindergarten or in the hostel, polytechnic, HND, she's an accountant, and now for the DNA to give you a negative result is very very emotional. You see, women, I beg Mona help us. At least if you know that the child belongs to somebody else, you tell us the child belongs to somebody else. Then we are not going to relent. So people like us, we are not going to relent. We still do what we have to do. Because I've been living abroad for 31 years. I wouldn't compare myself to, very local. I don't have that kind of local thinking. I'll still take care of the child, do whatever I have to do. Even if she's marrying tomorrow, I'll be there. So, but you got to tell us the exact thing that happened. Let us know where we belong. When the child is just there, nothing is working. Even if you establish business for her, it's not working. She works in the bank, nothing is working. You know that something is wrong somewhere. So it's very emotional. So I sympathize with the two men and the child. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that on here, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you. I would really like to pick you up on that, but I don't know if you'd mind me reading on your privacy.
Very okay. Very okay.
But you made it seem like your only concern would be the financial aspect of it. Is that all the regret there is emotionally?
Both emotionally and otherwise. Not only you, even the child, the daughter or the son. Everybody is emotionally, manhandled because somebody that has regarded you as her father for 38 years, all of a sudden, for her not to have somebody she's going to call father is emotionally stressful to her, and for you too that has somebody you relied on as your kid, as your daughter. So she was just like a friend, and too close. The intimacy was too close, and all of a sudden for the DNA to say otherwise, it's very stressful. It's stressful. But if
Why?
I had been told when she was like when she was like 10 years or 9 years, it would have been better for her. But for her and myself and the entire family.
Okay. But why did it take you 38 years to want to run a DNA test?
Yes, I'm not at home, and she graduated. And she was working, boyfriend today, tomorrow break up. That you see that things are not actually working well, and people from some members of the family, making insinuations about, we are sure he's not your father. We are sure she's not your daughter. Somebody said
Oh,
this long ago. Somebody said that long ago. So it was now a matter of concern, and someone the family, someone the mother, and say, okay, let's have a DNA if that is the case. And the mother was very forthcoming. When are we going to have it? When are we going to have it? Let us have it now. I'm sure you are the father. And when we did it, it failed. And they said, no, there could be a compromise. We went for the second DNA. It failed. We went for the third DNA. It failed.
oh,
So, yeah.
okay. All right. Thank you very much for sharing, Mr. Kennedy. I'll come back to
Thank you.
you. All right. If you're just joining in, do well to like this broadcast if you haven't. Sit tight also. Come into the comment section and relate with us. So, my amazing panelists, thank you for being on here. Mr. Majid, let's see which of your connection is better. Mr. Majid. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, how are you doing today? Welcome to the broadcast.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Please give me 1 minute. Let me speak with
Oh,
Mr. Majid.
Can I speak?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Majid.
Mr. Kennedy, good evening. First of all, I'm sorry for what happened to you. That is women for you. Sometimes you will not understand them. Sometimes you understand them. But for me, I have a daughter. I don't think I will be able to try running any DNA test on her. I wouldn't even want to try that. No matter what it is, I would not even want to try it. I don't even want to think about it because I know women can never be trusted. So I rather be like that. I rather see her as my daughter the way I see her as my daughter now. But for me to run DNA test, maybe something happened. I'll be forced to do it. But on my own, I don't think I can be able to do that. I can't even do it. If I do it and I find out is not mine, I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I don't know. Everybody can handle things differently, but for me, I don't know how I'm going to handle such situation. So I wouldn't even want to dream of it. I wouldn't even want to think about it. So it's something that I would never pray for anybody because you grow up with a child knowing that a child that child is yours. At the end of the day, you find out that it's not your child. There is nothing more than heartbroken than that. So that is not a good thing. Women should also be very careful on how they handle issues like this. It's not good that a man will be, hustling morning and night trying to feed the family, try to provide for the family while the woman is there doing what she feel like is okay for her. Sometimes it's not like we are comfortable where we are. Sometimes we are not comfortable, but we make sure they are comfortable at home. And most of them think once you travel outside, everything is okay for you. There is money, there is anything, but they don't know some stress you go through to make sure that they are okay back home. So some of them don't know. So those stress they put on us, they don't really know much about it. So, but it's unfortunately that some men will be busy hustling, some women are there, enjoying themselves. So it's something that I don't want to even think of or even go to that point, go to that level. I don't want it at all. It's not a dream I even want to dream for once. So that one is another thing. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry. I can just imagine because I know how much I love my daughter. So I can't imagine someone waking up one day telling me that she's not my daughter. Man, now wow, you go first. I know one just think about. I'm sure. Then when it comes to Aisha Buhari and the guy they arrested or something like that. See, Nigeria is a very lawless country. Once you have power, you're privileged to do anything, and you get away with it. I wonder the kind of mentality we have in this kind of country. If you see that as do you know what they did to Jonathan and his wife? His wife was only crying. This woman was only crying every day on social media. All of us, there's nothing they did not do to patient. They did a lot of things to her, but she did not arrest anybody. Either did her husband arrest anybody or abuse anybody. The way Nigeria is being run this time around, I wonder if Nigeria will survive another 8 years of misrule by any other government that will come involved. I swear that let Nigeria no no try elect anybody that is not competent because this thing is getting out of hand. Nobody is safe when it comes to insecurity. When it comes to healthcare, nothing is working. And you're busy. If you can track somebody that just write a Twitter, that just tweet something on Twitter space, if you can track him very easily, why can't you track those bandits that kidnap people? It's easy for you to track just a young man that tweeted that you ate Nigerian money. Was Aisha Buhari this part when her husband came into power first time? Was she this big? Most of us were thinking that maybe she's even pregnant or something is wrong with her. We didn't even know that it was our money. Thank God that guy let us know that it's our money. We all know that it's our money that makes her that big the way she is. First lady is not in Nigeria. She's in Dubai. What is she doing there? Eating our money. Her husband just took up to 216 billion just to repaint Nigerian money in the name of resigning the money. I don't understand Nigeria. All these things they are doing, they should have conscience. They should try and have conscience because they're trying to dry Nigeria. They are trying to dry us up. It's not good. Let our leaders and their family have conscience because the way they are doing this, everybody will get politician for their household. Everybody will have to get politician in their family because the way it's going now, it seems like politics is the easiest way to make money. Everybody has to have politician in their family. It seems like that is the only way Nigeria will learn lesson. When I become a politician, I will be stealing. This person will be stealing. This person will be stealing. We steal the whole country now. We steal everything. I'm tired of this kind of a thing. We steal Nigeria. Let everybody become a politician. Let's steal Nigeria empty. Let's steal everything. Let everybody just go. Or let Nigeria. I think this time around, let Nigeria divide themselves. Everybody go home, manage yourself because this thing is not really making sense to me. How can somebody be elected just to manage the resources of the country and you want to loot everything dry? People that want Atiku to come in, do you know how many years Atiku has been vying for president? Whose money is he be using? Is it not his personal money? And you think if he enters there, he will pity you after how many years? He has tried to get into power. You think he's going to just allow everything just go like that? People don't think before they follow politicians. These guys have been
All right, Mr. Majid, please, we need to move on. Please put your mic on mute. Please, when you join us or when you want to speak, please do well to turn down other devices so we don't have that feedback over here, please. Thank you very much. Mr. Collins, how are you doing? Good to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, welcome to the broadcast. Have you been following?
No, I'm just joining now.
Okay,
Emma, you have to mute yourself.
I have to unmute myself.
Yeah, mute yourself because I'm hearing myself. Yeah, cool. So what I'm saying is that I'm just joining now. This hearing from what the last caller just said, I can be able to understand what you are saying concerning the Aisha Buhari issue and what Mr. Kennedy just explained that happened to him. I think those are the two things I understand. If there's any other thing, you can let me know. Is there any other thing?
You can go ahead with that because she left and then she just came back. I don't think she heard you speaking. You can repeat it again, sir.
Okay. Concerning the last topic that the last speaker just talked about Aisha Buhari. For me, yeah, I'll be speaking about when it comes to the leadership in Nigeria because we the citizens are the problem to ourselves because we are always glorify all those criminals because we used to glorify them. We glorify our politicians because they steal our futures. They steal everything about Nigerian citizens and we keep glorifying them. In that situation, imagine such a thing. Look at other Western countries, how people used to insult their president. Look at what is happening in China. People are mocking what is happening in China. You can't see anybody got arrested or people being kidnapped or people being killed. The protest that is happening in China, if that protest happened in Nigeria, trust me, by now, it could have been countless souls. Maybe about 1,000 or 2,000 people could have been shot by now. But that protest is happening in China. This is a very serious protest that is happening there. But nobody have been killed. But a simple protest that will happen in Nigeria, trust me, but everybody will be killed. So in that case of that Aisha Buhari, I think for Nigeria keeping quiet, not speaking up about this issue, shows you the level of our mentality, shows you the character of Nigerian citizens. Because if this thing happened to their fellow person, maybe an ordinary person arrested a fellow ordinary person, by now their space could have been blowing. You see Nigerians is talking about it. But when it happens to something, maybe people that they appreciate so much, they remain silent. By now, media are supposed to be talking about this, question. People are supposed to be questioning the first lady, somebody who is not even in Nigeria. People are entitled, this is democracy. People are entitled to question you. If you do something wrong, people are entitled to question you. That is why it's democracy. So you don't expect people to remain silent, or people you now leading Nigeria as if went to dictatorship, maybe more there. No, this is a democracy. People have freedom of speech. People are free to talk whatever they feel like, so far as they are doing it according to the law. And when it comes to that ball issue, that ball haven't gone against the law. He's speaking from the law. So he is entitled to make any statement he chooses to make, because he is not killing anybody. He's just saying something that he observed. So for Nigeria keeping silent in such issue, even I thought by now most people that had a big platform could have used their voice in saying something like this, so that it won't happen again. Because when we keep remain silent, things like this will keep happening. But until we call it out, that is why people remember the initial time when we used to talk about the Premadiya, people say they kind of having sympathy for the daughter, this. I don't have sympathy for any politician and their family. I don't. Even for me, if God can do something for me, I will choose for every politician in Nigeria for me. If there's one thing I can ask God for a favor, it's for every Nigeria politician to just ask me. If I can say that on this, for them to die. That is the only way Nigeria can come alive, because all their children are seeing what their parents are doing. And if you,
Mr.
as
Perez, this statement of yours is completely unacceptable, I beg.
that's why I
Yes.
said I can take it back. So if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, look at what is happening in Nigeria. Everybody, the children are seeing what is happening. Are you telling me that the mother of the son of this woman is not seeing what the mother is doing? But he is not going to do anything about it. They're not going to tell our mother, don't do this. For me, if you are seeing your parents doing anything bad and you choose to remain silent, the consequence is you're gonna fall on you. But when something begin to happen to their children, you see follow Nigeria start crying out, hey, save them, save them. No. Politicians are the one killing Nigeria. They steal our future. They steal our everything. They steal our education, our health, our security, everything. But we will still be praising them. Look at now, for instance, look at what is happening in Nigeria. At this time of election, 8 years, APC have been in power for 8 years. And all of us, every single soul in Nigeria, witness what APC have been doing in Nigeria for the past 8 years. One way or the other, it affects everybody. If it's not affecting insecurity, it's affecting the economy. If it's not affecting the economy, it affects in different ways. But people are still shouting for that, the same government that put them in that situation. People are still glorifying them. People are still yelling them. People are still praising them. Then you begin to ask yourself, now who do us? Now what can be our problem? What is the problem of Nigeria? You ask yourself that question. What really happened to Nigeria? It doesn't mean that we are not functioning as a human being, or does it mean that we don't see it or we don't hear? So when you begin to look at everything that's happened to Nigeria, you begin to ask yourself, how can we be able to come out of this bondage? And it's very difficult, because the more you try to pull yourself from this bondage, you see people dragging you back to that bondage. You see people dragging you. You try to pull yourself. People still putting you back, because at the end of the day, let's just average Nigeria, like 20% of Nigeria can say, we don't like what is happening. Those 20%, then you see about 80% of Nigeria deciding again to put them in that bondage, who they try to liberate themselves from. So that is the problem we're having. So for me, in any situation like this, if the media, for me, media and the big people that have all these their big voice is not calling what Aisha Buhari is doing, this is not the first time. You remember, this is not the first time they have done something like this. These have at least two occasions, something like she have arrested so many people in this Buhari. Remember when somebody named his dog Buhari, that person got arrested. You remember When somebody called Buhari something, they got arrested. So it's not the first time. And the issue concerning what Mr. Kennedy just said here, I think the last speaker just said it well for me. I don't know how I'm going to feel if something like that happened to me. Even for me, I will not even entertain of maybe doing anything like DNA. I won't do that. You understand? Because if I have a daughter or have a son in my house, and that son have been living with me, or that daughter have been living with me for years, I don't even know how to explain it to myself. It's like I used to say to somebody that if I happen tomorrow, if somebody asks me a question, if you happen to catch your wife, cheating on you, what will be your reaction? Are you going to make people to know? I say for me, which I pray that such a thing will not happen to me. But if you find yourself in that situation, what will be your reaction? I said to myself, I'm not going to tell people that my wife is cheating on me, because I'm not only bringing shame to my wife, I'm bringing shame to my family, because tomorrow, maybe my daughter wants to marry. People will start to investigate to know who my daughter is or who my son is. Maybe if they find out that the mother used to sleep outside. Trust me, a lot of people will label it to my daughter. They say, she will be like the mother or something like that. So I will try to keep it to myself, try to talk to the wife and let it rest, as in keep it slow, because I don't want to make it public, because everything you put on public space will still remain there. Trust me, even years come, people are going to find it out. So for me,
All
I'm
right,
trying
Mr.
to
Collins,
keep it to myself. Yeah?
thank you very much for your submission. Thank you. We have to move on. You're just joining us. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? It's good to have you on here. My name is Iman. It's good to have you on here for real. Please take our time to like this broadcast, share, invite someone, show some love by donating, show some love by sending super sticker or super chat. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Madam Rita. Good to have you, Jolly. It's really, really, really good to have you on the broadcast again. Thank you very much. Emma Billion, you come with a heavy name. Welcome to the broadcast, Emma Billion. Rosalina Mori, welcome, madam. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you very much. Please let's keep it engaging. So far, we've talked about follow me. We've talked about this young man who tweeted talking about the first lady's weight and saying that it is our money that she's using to get all fat and all that. He was picked up in a school beaten mercilessly by the DSS, and after thoroughly beating him, they took him to an undisclosed location. But report says that they gave him time to speak to his father, and that's it. And this has gone very viral. Then if you remember, there was one time that has to do with the Ganduje, those young boys, the TikTok boys that went viral. Those boys were flogged. I think 2020 strokes of the cane to do community service. Were also giving to, I see those people rising strongly to silence, all this Gen Z that wants to break out of the norm and show the world what is happening, call out the way other parts of Nigeria would call out their governor and question them on something. How the people have they've during that NSAS, they everybody got the message that truly power is with the people. And they also got that memo. They believe that, and you see them rising, you see them talking. Imagine if these people begin to give us live footage, right? Or they begin to record massively the things happening in their community, how informed we would be. And the more you have these people doing this, being out there, the more they silence them by doing things like this. I mean, when people see this, of course, they would run to, they would cower back in. This is far from being a democracy. All right, we talked about this, and we talked about these young stars. Okay, this one's Lydia and a teenage accomplice arrested for robbery using toy guns in Ogun State. While this is funny, I don't. While this is funny, looks funny. I mean, let's look at the backstory. Our teens, look at. It is only a matter of time for them to save up and buy the real guns. I mean, these are not elders, though. Mm-mm. The government have allowed insecurity to thrive so much on the nation that it has just look at this. People are now, coming together, looking at people that they know that can afford and kidnapping. I saw a news someone sent to me of a 12-year-old boy that kidnapped I think a 3-year-old girl or something. Goodness. And demanded for 150,000 naira. 12 years old. I mean, they are watching, they are seeing. And it's even dangerous because these ones are living on the fast life. All right, we took that story. Then we took the story of a woman, paternity fraud. So this woman, met with her ex a few weeks before she got married, but she opened up to her husband, confessed to her husband. The husband forgave her. 10 months later, they had a baby. The ex kept saying, "This child is my child. The child looks like me. Blah blah blah. I want my child." So they opted for DNA, and the husband was like, "No problem. I mean, he's sure. I mean, he knows what he knows." And the ex took the bill was on the ex to see to everything, logistics and the whole procedure. And results came out. Neither the husband nor the ex, was responsible for for he is the father of the child rather. Neither of them. So at this point, hey, my gender, if at this point I can use a man's voice to talk, it is in a time like this. And it even got much more intense while we shared the story on here. Mr. Kennedy went on ahead to share with us how his daughter of 38 years so happened. He just got to know that his daughter of 38 years is not his biological daughter. And so he shared a piece of how that made him to feel. And that's why you hear comments going back to him saying they're sorry for that this happened. And these things are real, these things happens. And I never will be able to say enough how it hurts. Only someone that has had to explain, but I'm sure it's a different kind of hurt. And this is happening there, and it's wow, women. All right, and there's also a man that was stabbed to death by his Italian wife. This happened in Italy. And so the case is she was defending herself and all of that. And people have come out to say this is how most Nigerians that are married to white women, this is how they end up, because they still want to take the same culture of worship me, regardless of all of my excesses, or I am, you know that I am your, you know you know your Lord and personal Savior, kind of. I mean, you African men, you know how you do it now. So taking that still to the white woman and all of that, to white women, has caused death of people like this. So if you're watching the replay, of course, you would have followed through with very strong submissions on here. Thank you to my amazing panelists. Honestly, you guys, there's always a take home here. Thank you. You guys speak so well. Thank you very much. All right, I'll move on to Mr. I don't know if Mr. NCBD is still on here with us. No, okay, Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, how you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Emma. Good
Good
afternoon, fellow
afternoon.
panelists and everybody watching us. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the case of Aisha Buhari arresting somebody who have said that she's feeding on our money. Well, it's a this is Nigeria, you know, and this is what we're seeing every time. Like the previous speaker said, Buhari have arrested somebody for naming his dog Buhari. I don't know if it is Buhari, only one Buhari we have in Nigeria, you know. So, most of the times when I see this kind of things, I don't even have pity for those people. All these things are being done to, because these are the same set of people. This is an undergraduate, right? Okay. If you go now to ask him his opinion on this election, what you might be surprised what he will be telling you. So it kind of, I'm not having pity on any one of them. You know, I'm sorry, most of them might be innocent, but a majority, takes the vote. That's why Buhari is there today. So if they want to continue in the same kind of way, let them go ahead and elect Tinubu or Atiku. They will continue to see the same kind of thing. I have no single pity. I might sound arrogant or whatever, but I have no single pity, because if if this thing hadn't happened and you engage this person, talking to him about Nigeria and tomorrow, all he might be seeing is his his region or his ethnicity and all that. So most of the times I'm not even sorry for all this kind of a thing. If Buhari has done that before 2019 and the same people went ahead to elect Buhari, that tells us the story. That tells us the story. It's a way because it happens now. We will be crying, oh, they shouldn't have done that, this, that, this, that. Call this person now, say, hey, let us stand our ground and demand the right thing to happen in Nigeria. He will come up with an opinion that will surprise you. So that is that for that one. For the kids that went robbery with a toy gun, I tell everybody now, this is just the tip of an iceberg, right? It's just the beginning. 2023. the only luck we will have is getting it right. If we fail to get it right again, even when we get it right, things is gonna be heavily tough. In fact, we even are thinking about smiling a bit will be 2024, mid 2024 and ending 2024, because by then we would have done a bit of agriculture.
Is
God
that true?
forbid. Yeah.
Hey, that sounds scary, oh. Please, oh.
I am telling you, I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you as it is. I've been saying it here. Look, why am I saying that? Look at the flood that happened. Look at the insecurity that prevent people from farming. So you see, we got to tell ourselves the truth. You see, when the last Prime Minister of UK came on, what he told us is prepare for the bad days ahead. We know we have to suffer before we enjoy. Okay? So if we get it right, at least 1 year or a year and a half will be very, very tough for each and every one of us before we start laughing. Okay? Because I mean, if you understand what I'm saying, I'm not wishing bad on Nigeria. Please let nobody misunderstand me. I'm not wishing bad from Nigeria, but I'm saying it as I see it. Because how are you gonna get the food people is gonna eat? How are we gonna get the food? This little one we cultivated, right? The flood washed it away. So this is where my feelings are coming from. I'm not wishing any bad on Nigeria. I hope my wishes don't come to reality. That's me, but I have to say it as I say it. So, by the time by the grace of God, we get it right, okay, we'll go on. But if we don't get it right, the rising criminality, we can't contain it. I'm telling you. I've said it. I don't know if it is on a morning show. I've said it here or on a men show in the evening, right? Where I said, right, there will come a time if we fail to get it right now. There will come a time people, kids, will be going into people's houses and demanding that you bring this and you bring that, or else you're gone. That is what I see. So, but I don't wish that to happen. I pray that we make the right choice and the beginning to build our nation. Yeah, coming to the I think the lady that with the DNA. I'm not blaming anybody. It can happen to anybody. Okay, it can happen. It's not about a thing of woman or man. That accusation of it's a thing of men, it's a thing of women. It doesn't hold any water for me, because anybody can do that. My only question here is how authentic is that DNA? Let's not there not be foul play or contaminated equipment. Okay, look, it happens. Yeah, the reality is, if it happens, own up to that mistake and see. I think it's Mr. Kennedy that give his own experience. It's a terrible experience. I've seen a man from Nigeria, right? I watched it in TV UK here. They did the whole thing in UK here. They went on a program, and he was on that program. He discovered that a child he has been nursing for over 30 years wasn't his. This child was born in Nigeria. He trained him to an extent, and he brought him to UK, and they appeared in this program, and you know, the results came. The man fainted on the on this show. You understand what I'm saying? So for you to know how bad that is on anybody, so the most anybody can do is to own up to that mistake and apologize, and hope that that person understand. Because I give kudos to Mr. Kennedy for understanding the side of the child involved here, by still staying with that child, still accepting to be the father of that child. That is what everybody got to do. If it happens on, you know, to each and every one of us, I'm not saying that everybody is going to understand it that way, but you know, the reality is we understand things in different ways. I hope it never happened to me, but if it happens, I pray that God gives me the strength, you know, to understand. I used to joke most times. I used to joke most times that if they put 90% of us on DNA, man, especially people born in the 80s, 70s, 90s, you know, only God knows what we're the this thing is gonna be. So that's my submission for now. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chicks, thank you very much for your submission. Thank you very much. All right, we'll take the last story. Mr. Van Maxwell, I will come to you after the last story. All right. If you're just joining in, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. Appreciate your time on here. Please take our time, do well to like the broadcast. I know you're having a good time. Share the broadcast too. Invite someone on here. All right, this will be our last story. And this story says, father 62 years old and son 19 years old arrested for gang raping and impregnating his biological daughter, and that would be the boy's biological sister. So this has been going on, and the way, like, why the story is out here is because the girl is pregnant, heavily pregnant, and she has to say what happened. And that's her telling people how she got pregnant. She innocently just telling people her father and her brother got her pregnant. Now they don't even know. Why did I include myself in these people's wahala? I'm joking. Sorry, not we. So now they don't even know who is responsible for the pregnancy. It's either the father or I mean, this is so messy. What a messed up family. Are we going to say this one is mental health? We are going to say this one is generational cause. What? This is, oh dear. I mean, this kept happening months and no, 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 no. All right, Country First says, wow. Return Stuff says, this is disco. Honestly, what? Look at the man's face. Hey, man, things are really happening in this country, man. I don't know whatever got into these people for them to all be, engage themselves in that act. Okay, we'll take a comment or two, then we go straight to our panelist and this. This is from Rosie Throne says, sometimes I wonder if we were all created in God's image and likeness. Like some people are so cruel. Can't imagine father doing this to his blood. Let them be given life imprisonment. This is from I Am Sheila. She says, see their faces like the weapon fashioned against their family. Oh boy. And this is Jenny Frank who says, God, heartbroken. The two most important male figure in a girl's life did this. My heart is heavy. And this is Therapist Roundtable says, a father and a brother. This is a heinous crime. These two most important male figure in a girl's life, they should be punished according to the law. All right, we'll take one more. This is if you're listening to me, drop your reaction to this. I mean, I'm expecting everybody to react to this story. This person says, this is Chidox Flash says, what did I just read? What is really happening to our generation? There are some things you will hear and you'll be wondering what is really going on. And this is Evelyn Gregg 300 says, no man in comment section. The few I see are saying God forbid, LOL. If it was the other way around, you will be seeing long notes with nonsense on it, talking things about all women. Rubbish. Okay. What? Wait, biological papa and blood brother. I swear, even the devil would fear these guys. All right, Fresh Prince Felix says, check his lineage. His ancestors probably did the same thing. Speaking of generational causes, are we going to blame this on generational causes or mental illness? Because what in God forbid is this? All right, I come back to you, my amazing panelist. Mr. Majid, let's have your submission, please.
Um, you, on the last topic you just read now, right?
Yes, yes, Mr. Majid, please kindly put your mic on mute. Just give me a minute. Sorry, I made a jump. Sorry, I want to quickly correct that. I'll come back to you, Mr. Majid. Mr. Vine Maxwell, hi, how you doing? Apologies. How you doing, Mr. Vine Maxwell? You have the floor. You have the floor. So you react to all the stories. Welcome to the broadcast and thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much, Sistema. Good afternoon to you all from Bolgatanga, upper eastern part of Ghana. Good afternoon to my co-panelists, those that are listening to us, and our cherished viewers watching. And I would like to also tell you people to pray for us today because we are on with South Korea. I pray that my country will qualify. As long as Nigeria is not there, Ghana is my only hope, and I hope they qualify. Um, I would like to, you know, go straight to the wife of the president, the first lady. Sister Ma, when you see impunity, your husband is also committing, dwelling in impunity. The wife is also doing the same thing. That is to tell you that Nigeria is not healthy. Just like these two, the father and the son you show right now. That is exactly what is happening over there. There is no difference. Because when people do things, you tend to imagine, say, how can individuals, do such things? We are talking about if a young man criticizes you on what you are doing, over 133 million Nigerians, still counting, live below poverty line. And whereas your family, the son some time ago bought a power bike, I think they said about 150 million naira. Where did he get the money from? Which work has he been doing before he purchased that power bike? Nigerians kept quiet, nobody asked questions because he's the president's son. A man like my brother said they named his dog after so person, he was also arrested, detained. I think one again that Buhari must go was beaten. Some of them were beaten in Kogi State. And this one right now, the same thing. The first lady, the mother of, her own children, because he criticized you, and that is the reason why you send the military, the security apparatuses to go and use the sledgehammer to kill an ant. That is to tell you how Nigeria is. As for the young boys, that when the teenagers that use toy gun, yes, some Nigerians today, greater part, let me just say 65%, let me say 50 or 45 to 50% of Nigerians do not know where their mates will come the next day. They don't even know where to sleep today. As we are speaking right now, system, there are people that are looking for what they will eat. They've not eaten. Tell me what those people will do. A country that's supposed to provide succor for them in the midst of plenty, they cannot get. So what do you want them to do? I am not justifying crime, but when you make the environment so good, fertile for all these kind of societal vices to go on, then I will blame you. I will blame you. I said something here in the morning. I am not saying that Ghana is a good place to stay. We are also suffering through bad leadership as well. but people's rights are respected. You don't just go out and arrest or harass people anyhow without the people talking. You will feel the wrath of the people. Definitely, you will feel the wrath of the people. You will be You will be held accountable for everything that you do. That is happening here. But you don't see such things happen in Nigeria. If it's happened to an ordinary person, oh, fire away. But once it happened to the so-called the class, the elite, you see them descending in a disproportionate manner on the people. Just mere tweet that brought this. He was beaten, brutalized. That is dictatorship. The husband is also a dictator, like what is going on. Mazin Namde Kanu, the court, he said he will allow the court to do their thing. The court has ruled, release this man, and you kept him there. You were not happy with what the judges did in appeal court. You changed them overnight and brought people that will help you stay execution. Is that a country? When he sues them, they laugh. And when he doesn't, they'll cry foul. That is what is going on. As for the man, I told you they are sick. That is a sign of mental, problem. I don't see the joy a man will have over his daughter, and not just only him. He was sharing it with the son too. That is, they don't deserve to deserve. But by this time, they're supposed to be in any of the psychiatric hospital, cooling off or being taken care of. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for your submission. Please put your mic on mute. Mr. Majid, if you're still on here, please give your submission.
Okay. I don't know what to say about those two people. It's unfortunate that people will be committing crime like this. I'm beginning to wonder if we are losing humanity, or something is wrong somewhere. Because I can't imagine a father sleeping with his own child, and even his son is sleeping with the same child. I mean, people are beginning to do things that happen in Western world. I'm not seeing it in Africa. We are way cultured, as in our culture did not even permit such things. But it seems like it's now infection, like this is disease. For a father to be sleeping with his own child, I think this is now disease. It's no longer jokes. This is no longer jokes, because I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine a father doing. I grew up with my father, and I saw the way my father took care of us. Like, even my sister at the age of 18, 19, she was still asking for pad from him. So I wonder if it's the same father that I'm seeing these days, because the way people are committing crime or atrocities, that they don't even look back, they don't even think about tomorrow. This child is pregnant. This is like your mentally they have destroyed this young girl. Mentally and physically, they have destroyed this young girl. She can't even face she can't face the world again. This child cannot face the world. She can't face anybody. Is it marriage now? What are we going to, before you can be able to take away this kind of thing away from this young girl? I swear it's going to take time. She's dramatized. What am I even saying? As in, the way people are committing crime, seems like there is no law, there is no humanity, there is no law for anybody. There is no love. I think everybody now is what you want to do. Is I think is the freedom. This freedom people are speaking about. I think freedom is no longer what freedom is all about. Now, if freedom is like something, a privilege to commit sin or commit crime the way they want. I think that is what people see as freedom these days. For a 62 years old man to be sleeping with his own daughter, and to the point of getting her pregnant. That means that is not the first. This thing has been going on. What is Nigeria turning into? We are committing crime like crime now is not legalized in Nigeria. Nigeria now is like Venezuela. I don't see any difference between Nigeria and Venezuela and all these South America country, because that is where impunity is like law. Let's fix Nigeria now. What is happening? Let's fix Nigeria. Let's make that place a living place like it used to be. The things I'm hearing these days, man, it seems like that is not Nigeria I left many years ago. I don't even understand anybody. Everybody just changed. Even myself, I might be thinking if I go back home that I will meet the same people that I left home. I will not even know who I'm going to be avoiding, because everybody seems to be doing the same thing. Man, is out of here. Oh, I swear, it's out of here. Everybody should just take it easy.
All right, Mr. Majid. Thank you for your submission, Mr. Majid. Mr. Kennedy, please.
Yes, thank you again. Father and son, father and brother impregnating daughter or and sister, whatever. You see, and the last speaker said like this is something I don't think it's new. It has been happening. The only problem is now we have a social network that can transmit this message worldwide. It has been happening. Fathers have been impregnating their daughters. Brothers have been impregnating their daughters. Probably then because there was no good medical facility or DNA to carry out this test, and you just see the child wandering all over. He or she would not know what to do and all that. At the end, they will say, "Now which the warrior" or something like that. All these things have been happening. There was one in my village where a man impregnated the daughter of his wife. The woman was married to somebody else, had kids for the man, and when she divorced, she got married to this man, and she came with her daughter to the house, and the man was sleeping with the daughter, and eventually impregnated this woman. And this woman refused to mention the name of, because that was kind of sacrilege to mention the name of the mother's husband. So until the day she was supposed to give birth, that was in the village, supposed to give birth, she couldn't. The child's head was there, the baby's head was there, but the baby couldn't come. And they told her, if you don't mention the name of the man who impregnated you, you will die. And she just mentioned the name, and everybody shouted. It wasn't at the hospital though. Everybody shouted, the people were celebrating, and the child just came out and all that. So they had to summon the man to the village square and all that. So all these things have been happening. You see, there are so many, all the time I always talk about factors. I have experience in this area right now. So whoever is facing such a problem, you can count on me because I've passed through it. I know what it is. People sympathize with me. I want to thank you very much. But actually, it's not easy. For the first 1 week after the result broke out, for the first 1 week, I lost about 4 kilos and all that. So
Mr. Kennedy, I'm not sure if you are still on here or if I've lost you.
what? Are you
Mr.
not
Kennedy.
hearing me?
Okay, are you done with your submission?
No, I'm not done yet. But it's okay if
Okay.
you want to go to somebody else.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you can go to somebody else.
Mr.
Hello?
Kennedy, if you're not
Are
done
you
with
here?
your submission, please
I'm not.
go on.
Okay. Thank you. Like let me let you know because it took time for me. A lot of speakers here have said if it were them, they wouldn't have carried out a DNA test. You see that it's not easy. We persevered. We endured for about 38 years. When my mother came to Japan 16 years ago, we discussed about this issue. I and my mother, we said we are not doing any DNA test. All my brothers and sisters said we should go for DNA test. We refused. Imagine my daughter who is in charge of all my properties and next of kin in the account and all that. So I wouldn't want to lose her. But when issues started unfolding, very, very sensitive issues started unfolding, and you see this woman just giving money to anybody from my account, you telling me that the friend mother is sick and she's in the hospital, she just gave money. All I see is a lot. And you see that things are not going all right. And the family will now tell you, you see what we're telling you, so let us go for DNA and all that. You see, a lot of issues happen though. So I pray, let's pray it doesn't happen to any of you. It's not easy. When it happens, you have to do it. The child will just be wondering. She wouldn't know what to do. She just like that. Nothing is no progress. Nothing. You go for DNA and this is what you see. But anyway, you see, in God we stand. God has a way of protecting everyone. I was able to overcome it. She's still my daughter. She's going nowhere, but she should just get who the father is and let us appease the father and we move on with our lives. That's all. Thank you very much. I'll leave it here.
All right, thank you very much for that piece, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you. I'll quickly move on to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, let's have your submission, please.
Thank you for having me back, Emma. Seriously, it's unfortunate that things like this are still happening. Like Mr. Kennedy said, all those things are used to
Mr.
happen every
Collins?
day. Yeah, can you hear me now, right?
Okay,
You can hear me,
Mr.
right?
Okay.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, what I'm saying that it's unfortunate that things are like this are still happening in Nigeria. You understand? Like Mr. Kennedy just said here, all those things are happening. Just that nobody is keeping record of it. When you go to some rural areas, even in the city, a lot of people do so many things like this. Even you will see some people sleeping with their maid. So many things are happening. Just that nobody keeping record of it. But thank God that now because of social media, these people can be able to see what is happening. For me, it's uncomfortable when you see things like this happen. How can somebody sleep with your daughter? Or how come? The worst part of it is that not only the man is sleeping with the daughter, he's kind of joining hand with the son. That is one thing. As in, I don't even know. It's irritating for me. Hearing something like that is irritating. So the whole thing, I don't even know how to say. Saying it itself is even irritating me. Imagine people sleeping with their own daughter, even to invite his own son, to join hand to sleep with their own. Come on, I don't know how to say it. So for me, like the other person said before, Mr. Kennedy, Nigeria, I think what is happening in Nigeria now, a lot of things are happening in Nigeria, and that content need to be fixed because so many things are being happening. A lot of things are happening in Nigeria. People killing each other. You wake up every day, you hear people are dying every day. So many things are happening. So we need to like wake up and begin to ask questions. How can we fix this content? What is wrong with us? Where have you went wrong? What have we done? That is causing this problem. Because I believe that people, all this blood that have been shedding in Nigeria, that is what is happening because those people are not happy with what is happening in Nigeria. A lot of people are being killed in Nigeria for no just reason. So, and they are not happy. Most spirit in Nigeria, the ancestors are not happy. So we need to come out, and if there is any way that we have offended or we have done something bad, we have to start correcting some things in Nigeria. And the first thing we should correct by this election, I think having people, the right people in the office, at least that one is the first step. Then we can now begin to go other things. There are so many issues that need to be put in place. So I think voting the right people in the office will be the first step, at least to correct what is happening in Nigeria. At least he can start be holding people. He can still be holding people for their mistake, holding people for their wrong. Because if you are not bringing people to justice, a lot of things are going to happen. This man now, trust me, in the next 2 years now, this man will be released. But if this man are being held accountable, trust me, by next time, anybody that is going to try this, will begin to think twice. But because of a lot of things do, before you know, they will just allow that person to go. That is why you see so many things happening in Nigeria. For me, I'm just pleading that everybody coming this 2023, the right step anybody can make, the first step that we can make as citizens of Nigeria, electing the right people. So electing the right people is going to solve a lot of things in Nigeria. A lot of issue. Look at what we are discussing today. A lot of things we are discussing today is because of bad leadership. And bad leadership affects so many things. It affects our culture. It affects our religion. It affects so many things. So until we get it right, we are not going anywhere. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Collins. You're right. Bad leadership affects everything. Thank you for that piece. I'm moving to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, let's catch your reaction to this.
Yeah. Hey man, this is a real sad one, for a father and a son to be having thoughts on their daughter, it's crazy. I don't know what to say. It's very sad for me to even talk about it. Like the previous speaker said, you know, a lot of things are happening. Many people are facing all kinds of mental health issues. Because I don't think that any human being with his right senses will be doing that. Thank God that they didn't kill the daughter, because this kind of a thing, when you threaten to expose that, the next thing they will kill the child. Thank God for that. That is the positive thing I'm taking out of this whole story. You know, because we know how it works. If you threaten to expose this, either the son or the father, and once they know that they are in cahoot for this, they can easily plan and kill the person to go and expose the person without any other person knowing. So that is, I mean, I don't know. Like I think Colin said, the most important thing we can do for ourselves is to elect the right people in the office, so that when things happens, they can make sure that it's treated, the way it should be treated. And with that, being done, many people will be scared to do things, with impunity, because our problem in Nigeria is impunity. I listen to what you guys discussing in the morning, though I didn't have the time to join you guys. I listened to that. It's appalling. All these things are because of bad leadership. Let us not give it a name. It's completely. It's like everybody's on their own. Imagine you are president telling you can go abroad, you can travel. It doesn't concern him, and people are coming here to blame people who are not who said they are not willing to die for that country. These are the things that are happening. It's so okay. Tell me now, how can we call that person a father of the nation? If a man says you can travel abroad and people are here worrying for you to go abroad and become a spy for people who see you as a human being, I'm not gonna be worried about that, because if you have a nation in the first place, that shouldn't happen. So that's my take on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chooks. It was good to have you on the broadcast, Mr. Chooks. Thank you very much. Mr. Chris George, yes, Mr. Chris George. How are you doing, Mr. Chris George? Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Let me start from our first lady, Dubai first lady. Well, I thought any person that wants to be first lady or exposing herself for himself will be ready to criticize, because if a Jonathan or perchance Dami have arrested anyone, half of Nigerian citizens will be in prison by now, because even her own daughter insulted perchance Dami, own daughter of the first lady. I saved her Twitter. What she tweeted. Even so many of them was the person that is speaking for president in media and publicity, that one that used to wear Hausa cap. I have that tweet. So what wife of president did is very wrong and uncalled for, and it is injustice, because we're in freedom of speech. Everyone has freedom of speech. She is a dictator. Her husband is a dictator, because she totally exposed who she are. In her last message, she apologized to Nigerian favor for APC. So is she repeating what she apologized before? Because sometimes when you're looking at really those who are called elite, I don't know the word I used to describe them, because when I look at German readers, Spanish readers, British readers, Sweden readers, Switzerland, when I look at their president, their ministers, I say, are we different? Because we, black, like power also, imperialism when given to power. So what he did is very bad. Let's try free the young man. Young man has freedom of speech. And again, for the father and the son that share their daughter, you see, in our Igbo language, onwe ndị Igbo tụrụ n'ilu si na gịnị agụ n'otu aka naanị ọ bụghị gị na omenanị. If abomination stay wrong in a land, it become a tradition. Because of social media, this one was exposed. There's many of them, even in cities, in the local villages. When there's anarchy in the land, the non-state actors benefit. Ndị Igbo si na aghadụrụ mma bụ uru ndị nze na ọzọ. You see, because there's Nigeria is a lawless nation. We say Libya is a lawless country. Nigeria is a lawless country. In a stable society, can this thing happen? In a stable society where there's rule of the law and order, such a thing cannot happen. Because in Nigeria, everyone can do whatever they like and get away with it. No law persecution, rather than if you pay some fines, they will free you, you continue where you stop. Look at our backyard, Benin Republic. When you do anyhow there, their law will come against you. So, this thing happening in Nigeria is very dangerous. And I don't know what is the future of Nigeria in the next 10 years, what Nigeria will become in the next 10 years. Because this is not first time. A father, if a 62 years man has a mind to sleep with her own daughter, and his brother, who is supposed to be her defendant, has mind to sleep with her own sister, I'm afraid what will be our future. Because we try to entertain Western culture, but we entertain the Western culture, we are embracing the culture in negative way, not in positive way. Because if we are embracing Western culture, we must embrace their civility and their rule of the law and their technology. But you choose the negative way. Wearing mini skirts, doing anyhow, immorality life, living social media life. Well, America just want to ban TikTok because they said that the best way to destroy another nation, use your social media, influence the another nation negatively. Because what is happening in Nigeria now, I'm afraid for Nigerian future in the next 10 years. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your submission, Mr. Christian. Thank you for stopping by, for coming into the studio. Thank you very much. Big thank you to each and every one of you on the comment section. Mommy Diaspora, thank you, Mama Dearest. Country First, thank you, Michael. Thank you very much for being on here with us. Rita Adams, thank you. Did I story to chase you out of the broadcast? You just disappeared on us. Johnny, thank you very much for being on this broadcast with us. Thank you also to Emma Billion. Thank you to Rosalina Mori. Thank you, Mark Kirabo. Thank you to each and every one of you. Osakovo, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. Mary Kimade. A big shout out to each and every one of you, my panelists. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We've come to rounding up the broadcast. This is where you get to give your final submission. Yes, this is where you get to give your final submission. Okay, please can you dwell on the need for us to, if we are dealing with the government, it looks like everybody's going haywire. I don't even know anymore, honestly. Parents don't have grip over their children anymore. The children do not even listen to their parent anymore. And I think that is because, these young ones are now shouldering responsibilities. They're doing big, big things like taking care of, you see 18, 19-year-old taking care of bills, and they're not doing anything legitimate. So they can't even as far as question other bad behaviors that they see. Then your parents will see you with some probably the dressing or maybe instinct and like, oh, I don't want you working with this person, and that's it. That's it. You just have to cut off the relationship or hide the relationship, but the relationship never remains the same. But no, I don't know if parents checkmate even down to the friends that their kids have, or they just allowed the kids. But there's so much decay going on with character over here, and it is alarming. It is truly, truly, truly alarming. People are scared. People are hiding up their stuff so that they don't get set up. People don't allow people into their personal space so that you don't measure them or you don't size them, and that's scary. That's scary. All right, thank you to my amazing panelists. Oh, thank you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you, Mama Jerez. Thank you to Naija. Greetings to you too. Thank you for being on here. All right, Mr. Majid. Let's catch your reactions to this.
Ima, I don't bel I first of all, I don't believe that this thing is caused by friends you keep, or because one thing I know that is making these children commit all this crime is social media, because when they see people throwing money up and down, you know, throwing money like money is easy to make, they will be looking for a way to make their own money. And these days, nobody asks you how you made your own money. I use myself an example because I know how we grew. I know how I grew up with my siblings. We grew up like we have the privilege to do what we want, because nobody. My father wake up in the morning. He take his shower and he leave for work, and we are left by ourselves. So if me myself, I am the first one. If I wanted to do something, if I wanted to to allow friends influence me, I won't be where I am today. But I curtail myself. The way I carried myself, my younger ones also carried themselves like that. My father was very proud of us because we didn't even bring problem that would make him cry, or that would make him spend unnecessary money, even though we had the privilege like to do what we want to do, but on our own. We decided that no, we can't make this man cry or make him feel pain or make him spend money unnecessarily. Rather, let him use the money and go and buy us things. And that made him very proud. That made him to anytime he goes out, he must buy something for us because he knows that we are doing very well. So this thing is all about what do you want? It's all about you talking to yourself, telling yourself, this is what I want, this is how I want to live. This is what I want to do. This is how I want it to be. So this time around, those children are watching people throwing money. I used to watch on social media the way they throw money. Like if I'm this kind of person, I know how things would have been. But when I see those things, I look at it, I just pass. I said everything has time. Now look at it. If I was like that actions to make money, I think I would. I don't know what my life would be like. So everything is all about how you want to live your life. Do not allow people to define who you are, or to give you that sense of reason that you have to make money to belong. Man, you have to make money, but make it in a way that you will be proud of yourself. You don't have to do things that will make your family shed tears or something like that. The social media is the reason why these kids are behaving like this. If not, man, I don't think any of them. We that when we were growing up, there was no much social media. I think that also helps. It also helped to shape us, because if not, I think by now most of us that was growing up in that period would have done something more than what these children are doing now. I'm very angry when I see them act like that. And those people that throw money on social media, they should take it easy. It's not helping those children. It's not helping people that is growing up. It's making them do things that most of them is not doing what those kids are doing, because those kids don't know the source of their income. That is why they can go do something that was not even supposed to be, and they want to make the money because they see someone throwing celebrity throwing money up and down. People that don't know their source of income throwing money up and down. Why wouldn't they look for a way to make it? Seriously, Emma, sometimes when I see things, I just cry in my mind, because a lot of things is going very wrong in there, and nobody seems to be bothered. But the time it will consume us more. This one is small. The time more is coming if they don't curtail themselves and give themselves sense by themselves. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Magic, thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much for your submission. Mr. Van Maxwell, Mr. Van Maxwell, okay, if we look at probably because these people don't have options. I was having a conversation with someone this morning and we're talking about these people that are being used for, these political talks and all of that. And, say if Nigerians, people will invest in having rehabilitation center. I don't know how they're supposed to make money from it. I'm sure that's where the financiers or the finance team is supposed to, think of how they're supposed to make money. But people should have options. If we take these people off the streets, where do they go to next? That's why they will
Let me say,
always, be used as this thing. Yeah,
let me
Mr.
say
Magic.
something.
All
I
right.
saw something. I saw something on social media. A guy is frying akara. Do you know the way this guy do this akara? The way he package it. For you to eat that guy akara, you have to have like 1,000. He now has like 3 to 4 joints where he makes this akara. The reason why this thing is like this is because none of these guys want to do something legit to make money. It's not because there is no opportunity. It's not because there is nothing they can do, but they are kind of if I do this thing now, will I be able to get this fine girl? Will I be able? That is what is causing this problem. It's not because there is nothing or nothing else they can do. There is options. There is options. People are frying akra. People are frying bones. People are doing all those things. Gives money, but they refuse to do it because they see it as a dirty job, and you can't give them money immediately. What
All
I'm
right,
trying to
Mr.
do is that is the problem. So they should think of something else. It's not only this fast way of making money. If not, it will continue like this, and most of them will end up killing themselves at the end of the day.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Magic, thank you very much. This is from Naija. It says symptoms of a stressed society. There is hope on the horizon if we do the right things. All right, Mr. Naija, that was a beautiful piece. Thank you. Mr. Van Maxwell, let's have your submission, please.
Thank you so much, Sister Emma. I will just have to announce that your prayers, for those of you that prayed for me, is still working, but it's still early days yet. We are leading 2-0. So if they cannot, score more, let them just consolidate. I need your prayers as well to the end of this game. Sister Emma, look, if you look at what is going on, you see, this DNA thing is not something that, it not be today where the thing started. If you come to Ghana here, a man, 3 children, he was an international footballer, soccer player in Ghana here. He's rich, well established as we speak. In fact, he has houses in one of the most expensive places in Ghana. They call East Legon. The first one was 20, I think 23 years old. Second one, 20. Then the third one was 17 or 18 years old. Do you know, for 23 years old, he has been taking care of these 3 children. At the end of it all, they discovered that the children, 3 of them, are not his through DNA test. And as they went to court to decide what, the woman even took the man, the woman was the first to take the man to court, claiming one of the posh houses belonging to that man in East Legon. At the end, she lost all. She lost all. So that is how it is. If other people are complaining, I feel for what. In fact, it takes a highly spirited man to swallow such thing once it happens to him or her. And to him, you see, these are some of the things. It is very, very difficult for a man to swallow. But any man that has the courage to swallow such, God bless you. For me, I cannot. To be honest with you, I can't. Now, when you look at the way our people, the social vices that is going on, Sister Emma, society, we all of us cannot rule or lead a country or make laws and policies. No. That is why we delegate those, people's power to a group of people to make laws that will, make the society so that we will live in peace free of any kind of problems. Then the family comes in to bring up these children right from home. But in a situation where the mother is running to look for what the family will eat, the father is running, everybody is on the run. The children are left empty in the care of the teachers. And when they come back home, some they are in the care of the nannies. You can only see your father and your parents 9 o'clock. For those of you that live in Lagos, before you get home, due to traffic, traffic, excessive traffic, and so on, before you get home, it's around 10, 11, 12 sometimes. So how will you now take care of these children? They wake up in the morning before they are gone to school. So the moral decadence in our society is the reason why most of these things are happening. And the society is there. Good leadership is supposed to be there to make up all this kind of lapses in order to pave way for these children to grow in a very decent manner. When you see your people stealing money, stealing money, you see the politicians stealing money with alacrity, as if nothing, as if tomorrow no day. What do you expect these people to do? They can only look to how they are going to make it fast. It's not that it is good. No, I'm not a proponent of any crime or any social vices. Please. So these are some of the things that people are going through, especially in Nigeria. People, like I said before, they don't know where the next meal will come from. And you see people stealing this money. You see them on social media, naira that are damaged. Nairas that are damaged. People kept them there. It was there in Nigeria that a man, a former MD of NNPC, stored money in Kaduna, Kachia area there, set up air condition, buy diesel just to cool them in there until a whistleblower expose it. That is the kind of that money is supposed to go into taking care of 1 or 2 or 3 children in that country. But somebody took it, store it, hoard it. He didn't even use it to build companies that will employ so many people. The more you employ people, the more you reduce criminality and social vices. Thank you, my sister. It's disheartening, looking at what our politicians are doing to us. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, Mr. Vine, thank you very much. And you just brought back memories of, their viral pictures and videos of stashed, dirty, damaged naira notes out there. Like, wow, the heartlessness and the wickedness of some people. All right, I'll move on to Mr. Chris George. Mr. Chris George, let's have a final submission on this, please.
Okay. What can I say concerning what's happening in our society or their country, Nigeria? You see, concerning the 2 young guys you presented in their photo on screen, what is so apparent? Because of the bad government we have, everyone continue blaming the kids. I'm not blaming the kids, because when the government failed to provide necessarily what they're supposed to provide for the young ones, there's no alternative for them, because nothing for them to engage themselves to do. They are frustrated. What makes person to commit crime is hunger. And a hunger man is an angry man, because no any other way to get meal. So they put hand in what? In crime. Look at our politicians. They have private jets. They have different Lamborghini, luxurious one, including the president's wife. Look at even the current politicians. They are flying with what? The private jets. Even our local government chairman driving. I remember when I was in Nigeria, my community, Anambra West, our representative in Anambra Assembly, you see kind of convoy used to come, different big cars. to tie road, to tie our road, like 5 kilometer road, you can't do that. But allocation allocated to this, the community, it will embezzle the money. So, what can young man do? Can young guy do? You can see Nigeria, there's massive hunger, no electricity. Can you engage yourself in a small scale business? No. When you engage yourself in small scale business, they will use tax, kill that business. The government will brought tax that will destroy it. No water supply. If you want to start, okay, pure water company, no water supply. Before you do it in Nigeria, you must get a digital tank. You must get so many things. So, what can someone say concerning what's happening in Nigeria? Using toy gum to steal. So when they are grown mature, they will start using AK-47. Nigerian government can totally destroy their citizens. They don't care about the life of citizens. It's like Venezuela. What's this country? Colombia, where killings are rampant. Drug dealers, Haiti, gangsters. What can someone say what's going on in Nigeria? I'm planning to come back to Nigeria on Christmas, but I'm very scared. The people who thought to protect you, the one going to organize and kidnap you, extort money from you. So I'm advising everyone this election, vote the right candidate. Whether I can take this Nigeria back and revive Nigeria, because Nigeria is already gone. Nigeria is like a failing car without brake, car that's moving without brake. And you know what a car that's moving without brake, you know what it costs to drive for people. So that's my contribution. Let everyone remain calm during the election, no violation. Let everyone maintain peace and sanity. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chris George. Thank you. But I hope all of these news stories, they are not intended to scare as many of you outside. First off, the newspaper review is just what is out there. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just to keep you better informed. You can still come in, there is still movement, but just be on your toes, be very aware. If you are coming in, this is not a good time to plan surprise. Let somebody know you are coming so that if they don't hear from you, they will swing into action, quickly. It's just to, work well with the informations that you have. So please, as many that want to come back home, we are waiting for each and every one of you. Please do well to still come back home, but do well to take care, do well with the informations. All right. Kingsley says the bandit has upgraded to AK-47 now. Better firearms for them. They just kidnapped in Kaduna today. Okay. I was actually trying to just tell you people come back. It is safe. Don't worry. Kingsley, you didn't even allow what I. All right. Please just be better equipped. Have the right informations. If you're coming in, surely let somebody know. Let somebody know. Don't reason. Don't come in swiftly, please. All right, to each and every one of you that has joined us on the chat today. I don't know what's up with the turn up. All right, but okay. Thank you very much to each and every one of you on here with me today. Thank you, Kinsey, for your comments, for your submissions on here. Dr. Gomez, thank you for your donations. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Yes, God bless you. Dr. Gomez, thank you very much. Kinsey Oyageri, thank you. No. Ojeraki, thank you very much for your submission. Thank you for your time on here. Thank you to Country First. Thank you for being on here. Thank you to each and every one of you. I do appreciate your time on here with me. Do well to like our every broadcast and turn on your notification bell so you know when we come on live. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow for a newspaper review. Do well to join us by 5 p.m. today. Do well to join us today. Yeah, Madam Rita, I figured that out. And Country First, you are saying it again that Buhari has done well for us. I don't know. I saw it initially and I just turned my eyes and I'm seeing it again. Let's take this comment from Country First. Okay. So Kingsley says bandits in Borno State are asking for 60 million pieces. So this naira redesign that they did. So we are still going to be steady, cashing out to all these bandits. There is no plan to secure I mean, they're brazenly still asking for money. They're brazenly still asking for money. All right, thank you very much to each and every one of you. The comment section would want me to sleep here, but remember, we have a broadcast coming up by 5 p.m. Do well to turn on your notification bell so you know when we go on live. Thank you very much for being on this broadcast with me. I'll see you tomorrow. If you're watching the broadcast, hi, how you doing? I forgive you for not being here. Do well to like this broadcast before you leave, and do well to support us by clicking on the super text just beneath the screen. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow by 10 a.m. Nigerian time. Stay well, stay safe. Bye bye.